Hello and welcome to Round Glass. I'm Leah Cullis and I'm your guide for our gentle yoga session today. Today we'll be focusing on opening up your heart. So in yoga, we come onto the mat so that we can bring in more energy, more life force, or as it's known in Sanskrit, prana. And prana is what makes us feel good after we practice yoga because we have more life energy running through us. So when we create shapes that specifically target the heart center, we begin to open up our tissues and open up our energy around the major heart center. This helps us to connect more deeply in our relationships, to the things that we really love, and our own emotions that help guide our path both on and off the yoga mat. The heart center in yoga philosophy is known as Anahata Chakra. So Anahata Chakra. Today we'll be opening up the heart. So let's get started by beginning in a short and simple meditation. You can grab any of your yoga props to support you in your meditation and have them close by through your practice. You see that I've got my big bolster next to me. I'm also seated on a block, and so we'll be using both the bolster and the block. The bolster can also just be a cushion from your bed or your couch. So set yourself up to come into a tall and comfortable seat. And then today we'll begin with our 10 fingertips united and then place this mudra in your lap. As we connect the 10 fingertips, it makes a whole circuit running through the heart center and through our hands. So go ahead, take your seat, come into your circle of energy through your heart and close your eyes. And begin to focus on your natural breath through your nose. And as you breathe naturally, turn your attention inward and land your attention to investigate and study the energy within and around your heart as we begin our practice. Look, sense, and feel. How is your body structured around your heart center today? How are your bones and your tissues supporting and protecting this major energy center within you? Continue to bring your awareness back to your heart space throughout our practice. And notice how your body, how your energy, and how your heart responds to your yoga practice today. Let's meet with our hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra prayer. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth exhale. Bow your head to your heart. Surrender your mind to the wisdom within your heart space for the duration of our practice today. Release your hands to your thighs. Open your eyes and lift your gaze. Okay, yogis, we'll begin in Supta Baddha Konasana with support behind our backs. So go ahead and choose one of your props, either the cushion or choose props, either your cushion or your blocks. I'll show you both variations, but we'll begin with the bolster. The legs will be the same in both options. Come into Baddha Konasana legs with your soles of your feet united, your knees splaying out wide. And then with the bolster, snuggle your bolster up against your low back, your sacrum, the triangular bone at the base of your spine. Then place your hands outside your hips and slowly lower down until your head and your whole back is supported. And you can extend your arms out wide, palms facing up. All right, if you have your blocks, I'll show you with the blocks as well. The blocks are going to be sturdier with a little more structure. So we want to have the first block supporting both your shoulder blades, the bones. And then the second block supporting your head. It may take a couple of times to come into the shape to find the right positioning, but it's worth it once you do. All right, so lower down, you want to have the first block right where your bra strap would be or your shoulder blades are. Second block supporting your head. And then extend your arms by your sides just like you did if you had the cushion. Remember, the heart is the mighty energy center, the connector, and our arms and our hands are direct extensions of our hearts. So allow your arms to be soft and allow the support of your props, your blocks or your bolster, to be an invitation for you to soften physically around your heart space in this first pose. If you haven't already, please close your eyes and stay with your rhythmic breath in and out of your nose. Begin to deepen the pace. It's not quite an ujjayi breath. It's a full yogic breath as we hold this supported shape. With each inhale, lift your breath all the way up across your collarbones, touching your heart. As you exhale, empty out your air and gently engage your low belly. With each exhale, notice where you can soften physically. Where can you release and allow the support of your body, your mat, and your props? 5 more deep breaths, yogis. Soften your fingers a little more. Allow any tension through your chest, your pecs, to gently melt with each exhale. Keep your eyes closed as best as you can and slowly roll to one side off your props until you come into a small ball. You can use your bottom bicep as a pillow and drape your top arm across your heart. Pause for a moment here and notice how you feel now. When we come onto the mat in a yoga practice, all the transitions are part of the practice, the same way the poses are. Notice what you feel after the pose. The energy that you've created, how is it now impacting you? Gently press into the earth, slowly rise up to a seat, open your eyes. And we'll come into tabletop pose and we'll set up for cat-cows. So move your blocks so they're close to your mat and closer to the top of your space. Then we'll come into tabletop on all fours. Stack your shoulders right over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Then you can tuck your toes for a little more support. On your next inhale, relax your belly down, squeeze your shoulder blades together, broaden the space across your chest, and look up. On your exhale, press the earth away through your hands and your knees, zip up your low belly, and tuck your chin. Keep going at the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, open your front body. Exhale, press the earth away and expand into your back body. Inhale, open across your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift energy into your core and tuck your chin towards your heart. 2 more rounds at the rhythm of your breath. We use the entire breath to complete the pose. So notice if you start cutting your poses short, you can expand your breath and give yourself a greater opportunity to feel more. Dig down through your left palm. Inhale your right arm high. On your exhale, lace your right arm underneath your left armpit. Lay your right cheek down. Pause here and press your left palm into the earth. Sweep your hips to the right and breathe into whatever sensations show up for you. Option to crawl your left fingertips more forward if that feels good. Then send your breath into the spaces between your ribs, your intercostal muscles. See if you can lift your breath all the way up behind your heart and start to massage those tissues open with your pranic-filled breath. Slide your left palm back underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, sweep your right arm up and open. Exhale, right hand down. Let's switch sides. Inhale your left arm to the sky, broad and open across your heart. Exhale, lace under, thread the needle, left cheek to the mat. Pause and breathe here. Then adapt your pose to create the container for you to experience more breath. So in every yoga pose, we put the body into a position so that we can expand the amount of breath. We target certain areas of the body, different tissues, to bring more life force to those areas. So here, breathe life behind your heart space. And slowly reset your right hand. Inhale, sweep your left arm high. Exhale, both hands down. Now crawl your hands slightly forward. Tuck your toes if they came untucked. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Ensure that you're distributing your weight between your hands and your feet so you can tip your tail higher. It's like you're pitching a tent with your body, and your hands and your feet are the roots, the anchors. Next, inhale, sweep your right leg high, three-legged dog. On your exhale, step forward to your right thumb. You can catch your right ankle and help yourself into a longer stance. Then lower your left knee down. Stack your hands on top of your right knee. Squeeze your inner thighs together. So you want to create a structure in your lower body so you can get the lift, the freedom, the openness through your upper body. For today, bring your hands to your hips, or you can bring your hands to your sacrum. Lift your fingers up your spine towards your shoulder blades. Hug your elbows back behind you. Zip up your low belly, and then drag the tops of your ears back. Look up. Big heart opener here in your low lunge. Keep the shape. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Unite your palms overhead. Big breath in. Exhale, touch the ground. Frame your right foot and step back, downward facing dog. Pause here in stillness and notice the difference between your two sides. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Wipe the slate clean. And let's explore on the left side. Inhale, float your left leg high. Step forward to your left thumb. Gracefully lower your right knee down. Stack both hands on top of your left knee and then plunge your hips forward. Continue to pull into your center. So in every pose, we're pressing down, lifting up, and hugging into the center. Hands to hips. Roll your shoulders up and back, broaden across your heart. Option to lift your fingers up your spine. Open up your throat as you pull the tops of your ears back. Gentle heart opening here. Next, inhale, sweep your arms high. Reach up and look up. Exhale, touch the ground and step back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Look forward. Bend your knees. Slowly walk your feet up to your hands. At the top of your mat, separate your feet to hip distance. Now, this may be a good place to use your blocks. As we come into a halfway lift, you can either slide your palms to your shins and lengthen your heart forward, or you can bring your hands to your blocks, whatever feels best to you. Please bend your knees a lot. Bending our knees is like a release valve for the hamstrings and the low back. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rise to stand, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Pause for a moment. You can either close your eyes or set your gaze at your fingertips. Tune your attention back into your body and explore the space in and around your heart. Notice how your body is responding to your practice so far. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Blink your eyes open. See clearly one point in front of you at the horizon line. Then inhale, sweep both arms overhead. Unite your palms overhead. Exhale, trace your center line, bend your knees, and forward fold. Halfway lift, palms to your blocks or your shins. Then plant your hands to the ground, step back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale, open mouth, exhale. Drop down to your knees, sit back on your heels. One hand to your heart, one hand to your low belly. Take a moment to tune in. How did the standing position, the halfway lift work, help you to emphasize the energy you wanted to connect to in your practice today? Feel your breath lift up across your heart space and feel your heart space melt, soften with each exhale. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Open mouth, let it go. Blink your eyes open. Okay, yogis, now we're going to use our blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can prop yourself up on your forearms or use 2 cushions underneath your upper arm bones. So let's set up our blocks at the top of the mat. You want to have them at a slight angle, so they're kind of like this, slightly angled, and they'll support your upper arm bones so your palms can be down by your sides. Okay? So I'll come into the shape from a tabletop position, put my hands to the outside of the blocks, then start to work my knees back and lower down onto the blocks, or come into the laying position, however it best feels for you. You want to have enough room for you to be able to drop your head to the earth and extend your arm bones back. I'm using the blocks on the second setting, but you can also use them on the lower setting. This will gently guide the tops of your arm bones back, broadening across the space of your heart. Once you lay your forehead down, soften the muscles of your legs. You can even shake out your ankles. Take 10 deep breaths here and lift your breath to fill the space in and around your heart. As you exhale, notice where you can soften and allow the support of the blocks to work your upper arm bones back, opening the space across your chest, your pecs, and your Mardi heart center. So from the outside, it may look like we're just laying down. But within the shape, we're using our attention and breath to create a very specific opening that's unique to each of us. Two more deep rounds of breath here. Bend your elbows, place your hands flat on the mat, slowly lift your torso up, slide the blocks over off the side of your mat. Options here to either stack your palms, use your palms as a pillow, lay your forehead down, or you can bring one cheek to the earth, rest your arms by the sides. Notice the difference in your upper back and your chest now. Okay, progressing on. Bring your forearms down to the earth. Forearms down to the earth. We're coming into Sphinx Pose, or you can come into Seal. The setup is your elbows are stacked underneath your shoulders or slightly in front. Again, it's going to look different depending on how your body has been, how you've been using your body in your life and how you're responding to the practice so far. So for me, I like my elbows a little further forward and then slightly out from my shoulders. Palms flat on the ground. Let's try this out. Squeeze your shoulders in front of you, so protect your heart, and then press your forearms down into the ground, draw your upper arm bones back, let your heart shine forward. Open, free. We'll keep this general position of the upper body, and now widen your legs slightly. So you want to have your feet almost to the outer edges of your mat. And shake out your heels, soften your glutes, soften your leg muscles. Stay here. In this pose, we're building healthy compression in the low back, and we're broadening across the heart space. If you know you want a little more healthy heat in this pose, you can straighten your elbows coming into Seal Pose. Again, once you start to tighten, slowly back up the pose. You want to have your body be supported by your bones, your breath full, and your heart open. This passive backbend is one from the Yin Yoga tradition. So we want to hold it for at least a minute so that we can work beyond the muscles and start to come into the connective tissue. And rather than powering open with the muscles, we're using our bones and then heat that we build from the time within the pose to gently coax the body open. And with matters of the heart, they rarely respond to force. With heart matters, we have to sense, feel, and lovingly open. So notice where you can give yourself more love and compassion for the next 5 breaths. Some of you, that might mean lowering down. Some of you, that might mean walking your hands closer towards your hips. What shape can you come into that is in connection with your heart? That is an expression of self-love for you. Knowing that how you treat yourself is the energy that you create within you, the energy that radiates from you. That's the invitation for how other people can treat you as well. So be kind, be gentle, listen, and allow yourself to lovingly open. And now begin to engage your core. Slowly lower down. Make a pillow with your hands. This time we'll all lay with our foreheads on the pillow of our hands. Deep breaths to wherever you feel the pose showing up for you. And know that it's a little common, stay with your head on your hands, to feel slightly fragile after we get into the connective tissues. That's part of the process of touching places within you with love, care, and attention that aren't normally touched during the day. Okay, everyone, slowly sway your hips side to side. Press into your palms. Lift through a tabletop pose. Walk your knees together. Sit back on your heels, closed-kneed child's pose. So you can either keep your hands out in front of you, rest your forehead to the earth. Some of you can rest your forehead straight to the mat, grab back for your heels. Lift your breath into your back body. Fill the spaces between your ribs all the way up behind your heart. Return your hands to the earth. Slowly rise up. Nice work. Okay, walk halfway up your mat, then cross your ankles behind you, roll over your feet, extend your legs forward. Pedal out your knees. You can even scoop any flesh out from underneath your sits bones, and with that scoop, you'll now be tilted forward to get into your forward fold. We'll use our support here in the forward fold. So I'm going to use my bolster, but know that you can use your blocks as well. With our feet either together or separated at hips distance, I'm going to do hips distance, but you choose what's best for you. Most of the time, if you've had babies, hips distance is better, and for most women's pelvises as well. Okay, go ahead and set your bolster on your lap. With your palms down on your bolster, inhale, scoop your heart forward. Keep this broadening across your chest. Exhale, now drop your head and hinge forward at your hips. This may be where you stay. You can even cross your hands. Continue to gently pull your upper arm bones back as you allow your head to fall. If you're ready to go deeper, you can move your bolster or your blocks down to your shins. Do the same thing. Some of you, if you don't need any support at all, you can slide your pops out to the side. Extend your arms forward with your palms facing up. We'll hold this forward fold longer than we do in some of our vinyasa practices. Again, we're honoring the energy of the heart by moving slowly and gently, not making any sudden movements. Matters of the heart take time. It takes listening, deep understanding, and a commitment to connection. And we can practice all of these qualities within each cycle of breath. We can practice creating all of these energies with how we treat ourselves within each of the poses. So on your next inhale, look for how you can create space within your body. The space to listen to your embodied wisdom. The space to feel more. This may look like extending from your sacrum all the way up through the top of your head. You'll feel the difference rather than see the difference from the outside. As you exhale, allow your bones to soften towards the earth. Your leg bone, your arm bones, the weight of your skull. The heart rarely forces anything. Instead, heart energy is an invitation to allow, to receive, to accept things exactly as they are. Lean in and fill the spaces with love and support rather than demanding. Take 5 more deep rounds of breath here, yogis. And when you're complete, engage your low belly back with your exhale. And then press down through your support, either your blocks, your bolster, and through your sits bones. Slide any props you have over to the side of your mat. Scooch your seat slightly forward and then come to lay fully on your back. Extend your arms out by your sides and let your feet splay out as well. Close your eyes. This shape of full surrender is the container to allow all of the wisdom, the embodied wisdom you've created in your yoga practice, in your experience today, to take root within your tissues. Everything that we've done together has been targeting the tissues around the heart. So keep your attention on your heart center as you allow and receive your yoga to take root within you. Close your eyes. Shavasana. If you have the time and the space to stay longer in your final rest, please do so. If you're ready to move on, begin to deepen your breath. And slowly bend your knees until you pull your legs in towards your heart. And gently roll to one side, your left side if it's available today. As you're turned inward, notice how you feel now. Notice how you feel in your upper back, across your chest. And notice the energy that's most present for you now. Gently press yourself up to a seat. Let's meet facing one another with our hands united in prayer at heart center. Round through your sits bones and shine your heart higher. Take a moment to honor yourself for showing up in your practice, and being willing to work into the physical space of your heart, the energies of the heart. Knowing that you get to carry all of this experience and opening off your mat, and weave into your life. Take a deep breath in. Lift your prayer hands from your heart to your mind. Seal your thumbs at your third eye. Bowing forward, together we say, Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thank you so much for sharing your yoga practice today. I'm Leah Cullis, and I hope we can practice together again soon. Please join us for more yoga and meditation on round.glass or on our app. Be well.